Carl thought to himself, it is only for one night, I can do it. I made a mistake, no, I messed up. My wife wants me to do this to make amends to her, and I can. It is only for one night and I can do it. Carl was right in thinking he was wrong. He did more than make a mistake, it was so much more. He hurt his wife Pam so bad. He cheated on her. It was a kiss. He would never think it was only one kiss which happened only one night, but that is all he did. Carl knew he was wrong as soon as his lips touched the lips of that other woman. It is not even worth saying her name, for she did not matter to him. He was wrong for doing that act of betrayal and had to make amends. He was going to set it straight tonight. Carl and Pam's marriage was failing when he kissed the other woman. So many factors were against them getting married. They were too young, never formed a friendship. The two were in lust, not love, and had different views on life when they got married. A relationship having one of those traits can be cause the doom of a marriage. All four made it that the couple would need to work hard and have some luck to stay in a happy marriage. Carl and Pam fought all the time about anything and everything. They could not even agree on disagreeing. The disagreements came from how different of people they were. Carl was an introvert and Pam was an extrovert. Carl was about having a great experience while Pam was about being seen when they went out. Carl and Pam started to spend less time together. Their taste in social activities were too diverse from each other and they both stopped trying to enjoy what the other liked. Even when they did try to expand their taste to suit the others, it was only a half-hearted attempt. They were not open to enjoying the new experience. It is hard to maintain a marriage when the people in it have two different social lives. Mixing those two was a foreign concept to him. The two mismatched lovers were good people, they both had so many great qualities. It was just that Pam and Carl were fire and ice together. Other than in the bedroom, which they do not visit anymore, their chemical reaction only caused an explosion. Pam was not emotionally mature enough yet to forge a friendship with someone who was radically different than her. She could not see all sides of the story. Carl was not emotionally mature enough to see lovers also need to be friends, so all these factors has led them to tonight. It was only one night, but it would be the night which defined where their relationship went from there on in. Pam was so hurt when Carl, who did what he thought was the right thing, told her about kissing the other woman. She felt betrayed and humiliated by him. The jilted wife was so hurt and only wanted to hurt him worse. Pam thought, how could he done that? Why did he have to tell me? Telling me made me feel so little, he should not have told me. Telling me was so wrong, he should not have told me. He told me only about one night, it was only one night. I did not need to know about it, for it was only one night. The wounded couple did not talk for days and both were in a bad mood. Pam's was from anger and Carl's was from remorse. Pam could not believe that Carl just had to tell her. She felt that her wayward husband only told her out of spite, to show he was better than her. Carl could not believe how much pain a couple of seconds could bring to a person. He caused so much damage by one little action. Then one day when Carl came home from work, Pam greeted him with a smile. Seeing his wife smile made Carl start to forgive himself. Carl knew that he was just starting his journey to redemption. He was happy that he would now know the path. Carl smiled back and asked his honey how her day was. Pam told him it was great. She finally came up with a way to get past the ugly incident. He would dress as a woman for a night and hang out with her and their friends at their place. Carl did not like the idea one bit and objected to it. He messed up, but he should not have to do that, it would be so humiliating to him. When the cheating husband brought up his valid objection, Pam countered that was the point. He had humiliated her, so to be even she was going to humiliate him. She pointed out how all her friends knew, so to make it right they need to see him being humiliated. Carl thought a fitting path to redemption was to make him have to hang out with her friends for a night. Her friends were just like Pam, he did not get along with them. It was not that they were not nice people, it is just they had so little in common. Carl reluctantly agreed. If wearing a dress was the only way to right the wrong he did, then it would be done. Playing dress up was not that bad. It could have been much worse. Pam could have wanted a free night to do as she wished. She could have left him. It was only one night and the people would know why it was done. Carl quickly found out it was going to be for more than one night. It was only one night to meet her friends, but there would be many more only one nights of lessons. He had to learn to do his makeup, which he hated. He had to learn how to walk in heels, also hated it. He then had to pick out an outfit, which he really hated the most. His wife would not allow him to get what he was going to wear online, he had to make sure it fit. He would not back down when she said he had to shop locally for it, that was not part of the agreement. Him buying his scarlet letter so close to home was not part of that one night. Getting the outfit was an all-day event, he drove 2 hours each way to shop and the guilt-ridden husband could not believe how long it took to shop. He defeated shopper needed to get the dress, the pantyhose, the shoes, lingerie, a wig and some costume jewelry. He was so embarrassed with stopping in each store. He did not know why, he should not have been. He was doing the right thing, but felt that the other shoppers were judging him. They had no idea why he was shopping for those items. Even if he liked to dress like a woman, Carl thought so what, it did not harm anyone else. At least the sales clerks were nice to sad shopper. The worst they would treat Carl just like any other customer. Most were more than professional, then went out of their way to make him feel welcome and accepted. One he even opened up to and told her why he was dressing for only one night. Sherry believed him, she heard so many reasons why a guy was buying a dress and this was the first time it rang true to her. She had admiration for Carl. Here was a guy who did wrong and could have gotten away with it. He did not, he had to tell the other whom he wronged. He then was going to dress like a woman for only one night to make right what he did. She knew his act for forgiveness would not, it would only lead to more resentment in the relationship. 2 wrongs do not make a right. When Carl came home with his little black dress, Pam hated it, it was too loose-fitting. Pam wanted him to wear something which showed off his body. This dress was supposed to embarrass him, like Pam was from hearing her unfaithful husband tell her his dirty little secret. My husband needed to hate this as much as me hearing what he did, Pam thought. Carl's wife demanded him to take it back and take her with him, so she could pick out his outfit for that night. Carl told her no, he offered to take her with him. Pam reminded him about how embarrassed she was from him telling her about that kiss. Carl stated he knew and he was sorry that he kissed the other woman. He wished he could take it back, but he was not going to take the dress back. Pam told her husband that he should have never told her. Carl said he had to be honest. She said with tears in her eyes, "Your honesty hurt me." He also learns that this one night was going to be an expensive one. All the costs for his transformation was coming out of his pocket. His wife argued that she should not have to change her lifestyle just because her husband could not be faithful to her. Carl agreed, for he did wrong and once it is over they would be back to normal. Plus, not having that much of a social budget would force him to pick back up his hobby, painting miniatures. So Carl got ready for that one night. He knew it was only one night, but it was going to be the longest night of his life. He knew that he was going to have to put up with her friends mocking him some. They were so catty and enjoyed talking down other people. Then what the entertainment for the night, other than demeaning him, what was it going to be? A period piece drama, a rom-com where the guys are always the ones who are in the wrong, or a musical. Worse, it was award show season and it could be watching one of them. The show itself was a waste of time, but they loved to watch the red carpet. At least the attention would not be on him then, they would be too busy talking about the dresses, gowns, hairstyle and shoes to pay attention to him. Then the guests started to arrive. The first one was Ellen. She saw Carl and laughed while she said hi. Her and Pam made mocking comments on how Carl looked. Pam mentioned how it is a shame that her husband was too shy to show off his body, for men would like his cute ass. Ellen agreed and said, Carl was bootylicious. Carl felt so small right then. He knew he deserved it. It was true, him and his wife were at a low point in their relationship and they were not emotionally and physically intimate anymore. Still, he should have done the right thing and made more of an effort to reconnect with her. While Ellen and Pam were enjoying belittling Carl, Holly was the next to turn up. All she did was giggle and told those two to stop it. After a couple of minutes, Kelly, the last lady Pam was expecting, showed up. She sat down and said, "Oh, I am so going to enjoy making Carla pay for what she did to my dear friend. She is so going to regret ever cheating on you, Pam." Carl thought that was the last straw and said, "I agreed to dress like a lady and hang out with you girls to show remorse. I did not agree to be put down the entire night and be called a woman's name." "Kelly, you call me by my name." Pam wanted to nip Carl's objections right in the bud. "Listen here, we will call you what we like and treat you how we want it tonight. It is only one night. You need to be put in your place. You hurt me so bad by saying what you did. You are going to hurt tonight. You not taking the ridicule like you should is showing me that you are not learning your lesson. Now be a big girl and you shut up and take it. You being a good sport about it might make us lighten up on treating you instead of how you deserve to be treated." Those words did pacified Carl. He needed to take this punishment. How could he not have seen how much he has hurt his wife? It was time to pay for that ill-gotten pleasure. Plus, most of the abuse was from 3 people he did not care for. Each time they laughed or made a cruel comment at his expense, those words had less effect on him. His skin was toughening up and also he was losing the little respect he had for them. Carl's reaction to the harassment was driving Pam mad. She so wanted her husband to break down. Instead, the guilty party was smiling like he meant it. She knew her victim felt bad, but not as bad as she wanted. All she wanted was for him to feel as bad as she did for only one night. Her better half feeling bad had the opposite effect, it made her feel worse. Carl did not deserve this and she knew it. This treatment of him was supposed to take the pain away from what he should not have told her. That was a secret he should have taken to the grave. The doorbell rang. Who was it? All the guests were here. Carl was frightened that his wife planned a surprise for him to humiliate him even more. His simulated smile went off his face as the freaked-out husband looked at his wife. She looked at him in shock. Good, Carl thought, at least she did not have any more tricks planned for me. I can handle this, for it is only one night. Pam got up to get the door and Kelly laughed while proposed that Carla got the door. Carl did not know how wicked Kelly could be until tonight. He made a mental note not to ever have anything to do with her again. Hearing Kelly's suggestion and seeing Carl's reaction made Pam admit to herself she has gone too far. Carl did not deserve this. She made the decision that tonight was going to end. She would work out how bad she felt about hearing Carl tell her about that kiss another way, not by belittling him. Pam said, "No, I told my husband that this would only stay in here tonight." As Pam kept on walking, Kelly then said, "How about we order a pizza and have Carla get it from the delivery boy? Just seeing her would be the tip for him." Pam turned around and with hatred said, "Kelly, no. You are going too far. This was only one night and in here. You know this is about me, not what Carl did. Now everyone quit it, this is done." Kelly and Ellen did not listen and continued their verbal assault on Carl while Pam answered the door. Carl just laughed. They tried to play off he was laughing in self-defense. He was not, he was laughing at them. Their words meant nothing to him. It was only one night and he never had to deal with them again. From the hallway, Carl and the guest heard Pam say, "Mary, you cannot come in. Leave now, I have it handled. I know I messed up." Mary did not listen and she stormed into the living room. If it was before his wife abruptly ended the evening's entertainment, Carl would have despised seeing Mary. Mary loved nothing more than putting down Carl. She did so every chance she got. Mary enjoyed it so much she went out of her way to make a chance to put Carl down. If she was on a dating site, she would have listed that as a hobby. Carl was happy when he found out that Mary was not going to attend his unwanted roast. This was for he knew that she would how witty she was, and she would have came up with the best put-downs. Mary found Carl crude and unrefined. She could not stand that he had no need to add culture to his life. Mary thought that Carl could be so much more than he was. He did not have to settle for the simple pleasures. She saw that man as wasting his potential to having a good life. Carl looked at her and definitely said, "Do your best, bitch." Mary looked at him and shook her head. "I know I deserve that, Carl, but you can do so much better. You have a brain, use it. Come up with some remark which at least sounds original." "Bitch, anyone can call me that." Carl could have been knocked over by a gnat hitting him. Yes, Mary stayed true to form and put him down, but she admitted his ad hominem attack was warranted. Mary was the one who explained what ad hominem meant to Carl and he liked the phrase. He tried to use to around his friends, but they razzied him for trying to sound educated. Mary, with great sorrow in her face, said, "Carl, I am sorry. I should have told you this earlier. Your wife has been cheating on you for a long time. Everyone here knows it. I cannot believe that she went through with this. I thought that she would come to her senses. I should have told you and I am sorry. I did the wrong thing so I could keep my friends." Mary's information thunder struck Carl. He looked at his wife and said, "How could you? You did the same thing, yet told me you were humiliated by me telling you about my infidelity. How could you have been when you also did not have fidelity towards me?" Pam said, "I never said I was humiliated by you kissing that other woman. I said I was humiliated by you telling me. You did the right thing and I could not. Now that what both of us did is out in the open, we can work on finding our love again. I am sorry, I should have done the right thing, like you did." Mary liked Carl's choices of words. He sounded elegant, like she knew he could. She knew how smart he was and would not use it. It was like he was scared for people to find out. She also was impressed with Carl trying to right his wrong action however he could. He showed her integrity that was missing in society today. Maybe, she thought, I should get to know Carl better. Carl said, "Pam, it has been over with us for a long while. We both had been scared to admit it. I cannot look past what has happened tonight. I know it was only one night. I also cannot deny that we are not in love anymore. We went from being a married couple to roommates and now just two people who share the same house. If I still loved you, I would be so mad now. I am not. What happened tonight was a wake-up call for me. We need to move on from each other. I will always care for you, but I cannot be with you. Deep down you know this it is true. Pam said, I am so sorry, I should have never had done this. I should have not taken my shame out on you. It might have hastened what should be, but that does not make it right. I did love you. With a tear running down his face, Carl said, as did I. I wish I could again for only one night.